Hey, I want to welcome the parents tonight to the Wood Rivers Winter Sports Parents Meeting. I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Anyway, that's my phone number, my school phone, 402-366-9868, my email address, and my Twitter account. This year, I'm going to read you something that the governor just put out. The governor says, governor's announcement last week regarding plans to protect hospitals as capacities arise. We are currently in the red zone in Hall County. They're at 20% hospital capacity rate, which is 905 hospitalizations. And if Nebraska increases to 25%, 1,170 hospitalizations. Further restrictions will put us in a place which includes schools, they'll stay open, but youth extracurricular activities, club, and junior high sports will be canceled. So anything below high school. So right now, indoor sports activities limited to 25% capacity. Our main gym can hold 300 at 25%. So we'll be going to some places. I'll give you an example. Loop City holds like 190, and their superintendent may want all Loop City people to show up. And so if they have 150 people, because each person can say it, and we may only get 50 people in the gym. So ours holds 300 at 25% capacity. And right now, what the state mandates is household only, whoever lives in the household. And I'll get back to it a little bit later. But fan attendance for all extracurricular is household members. So if you have a college student that comes home after Thanksgiving and stays till January 1, till they go back to school, that is a household only. Anybody that lives in your household is the only ones that can go. And I'm sorry, grandparents, but you can't come right now. We're going to block off our gym, or not block off, making our seating a little bit different, put some caution tape down. And we're going to have it marked where everybody sits 6 feet apart, and it'll all be marked. And so it's be pretty to explain it. Masks at all time are required in Wood River Public Schools. This is what we expect at our home games. We will do temperature checks. Masks are required at all times when we're in the school setting. Remember, we're doing all this so our student athletes have the opportunity to play. You sit with family and you social distance 6 foot from the next set of fans. And again, we'll have that marked off. There will be no student sections at games this year. Only participants, student athletes can attend these games. So if your student or a college student is not part of our teams here at Wood River, they cannot come to games at this present time. Right now we're in the red, and again, only 25% capacity. Basketball rule changes this year. Personnel not in the game are required masks. So everybody outside the players on the floor have to wear masks, coaches included, all personnel. And part of this numbers game is the players and the coaches do not count in the counting game. So when you count, they're essential employees, basically essential workers for our school. Post-game handshakes prohibited, and any games that are canceled due to COVID-19 will be considered a no contest. And we can try to find other games this year. And wild card points are not awarded for no contest. So if we're to play another game because we're missing a week, that game still does not count in PowerPoints. So for example, this year in football, Sutton didn't have a game one week and they couldn't find a game, and Ord didn't have a game. So Sutton called Ord and played at Ord just to get a game in between the two schools, but it didn't count on either one of them's record. So like I said earlier, score table is limited to essential personnel only. Everybody wears masks. Wrestling changes this year. This year they canceled the state duels. And sub-district wrestling, they split our district up from 16 to 8. So 8 schools will go to David City in a sub-district format. And then districts finals will be the following week on a Friday or a Saturday, with the top 8 in each weight class making it. And then the top 4 obviously get to go to state. This year we host a wrestling invite on Friday, December 11th. We have 16 teams instead of 3 mats in one gym. We're going to go 4 mats, 2 in each gym. So we're going to go the lightweights up until we don't know the split off yet in the other gym, the new gym. And in the main gym, we'll go from, say, 152 to heavyweight. In the main gym, we're only going to let 2 people per athlete in. Again, 2 people. And I know that's tough, but we are going to strive as best we can because we want everybody to be safe, and we have so many teams at this wrestling invite. Okay, players got to maintain physical distance on the bench whenever possible. And also with our Wood River invite, no locker rooms. We're going to stick every team in a different locker room, or excuse me, in different classrooms. The locker rooms would be off limits that particular day. And then schools schools have the authority to schedule a replacement meet if none of the one's available. So if something happens during the season, hopefully we can find another one to go on. All of our activities, again, will be on ThrillShare. We got another ThrillShare camera. We need someone to operate it. You know, if you're willing to go to a wrestling meet or a junior high basketball game or anything that would like to run it, you get in. We'll let you in. You can run this camera all the time at games and activities and meets. You know, again, it's going to be tough on grandparents not being able to watch games, so it's just going to be us parents. So when we're here with households only, we got to lead by example. You know, now there's less people in the gym, so when you yell this much more, the officials would definitely know where it came from. So we need to stay positive, let the coach take care of it, and root for all student athletes. And again, back to the chain of command, you know, you try to have your daughter, son, talk to the coach. And if not, then you need to go talk to the coach, but all the coaches at one time, just not 1, 2, or 3 against one coach, all the coaches. So you set up a meeting through me and then we'll make that work. Eligibility, we've talked to before. It's 2 Fs in a week. They can practice, but you have to be in school by 11 a.m. if you don't feel well that day. Injuries, please report them to your coach. We have 2 trainers that show up Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, sometimes Tuesday. And if there's anything we can do, please let us know. Call myself or call Christy at school or have your son or daughter write it down on the list at the front office, and we'll be glad to get you on the list to see the trainer. Travel to games. As of right now, we're going to travel together. Girls on one bus, boys on another bus, wrestling team on a bus, possibly taking a van or a microbird. Parents must sign off with one of the coaches after a game. This way we know where people are at. A student athlete cannot ride home with another student. So we've went over this before, and it's just kind of, that was how it works. Letter requirements and drug policy. If you haven't signed the drug policy, whether in paper or online, your student athlete may not participate, may not practice, or may not play. So you need to get on the school webpage if you haven't, and you need to have this signed. And we have random drug testing about every other 2 weeks. Okay, we're going to go back to we're only going to let home personnel in, and we are going to let cheerleaders in, and our dance team will be allowed to dance, but there will be no other outside activities at any halftime of any games up until January 1. And then we will reevaluate after January 1 and see what happens. So anyway, thanks for listening and tuning in, and best of luck to your daughter, son in this winter season. And let's do our part to make sure we have a season. Again, thank you for showing up.